What is up, everybody? And I hope you guys are doing great. Welcome to the podcast that we're in construction of the name and the brand, but still, welcome. We're here and we talk facts on this channel, and we're going to talk dating advice, and we're going to talk rap, obviously, because I'm a rap artist that's upcoming and starting, and we're 13 songs in, and we're 60,000 streams, and everybody, let's fucking go. So today we're gonna have the main topic. We're gonna talk about OCD because a lot of people like don't understand OCD, and I've been living with that shit since the beginning. And I most people in OCD feel not understood because most people are never gonna get what it is living in the mind of somebody OCD. So I broke it down in a couple stats, and also I broke it down in different parts. So we teach people what is OCD and what I'm going through on a daily, and what other people with OCD that is happening to them. By starting off, there's like somebody that's OCD. There we have like intrusive thoughts. It never stops. Anything that we're gonna re-question something often. It literally never stops. Like something as simple as your girlfriend like going to the convenience store, and you should be just chill about that. Well, out of nowhere, you're not really chill because you're re-questioning. Oh, she didn't give me a kiss on the way out. Oh, she didn't tell me how much she loved me on the way out. And literally, we re-question every little detail. It becomes a nightmare for a lot of them. And somebody with OCD, like to the highest degree, well, these people have trouble moving from their place. How much it's a very complicated thing that we go through as somebody with OCD. What we try to do is mitigate risk at all times, no matter what we do. If we're working in a business, or we're in a relationship, well, we're gonna try to mitigate risks at all times. That's one of the reasons we don't spend that much, because we calculate everything, and we're like, is this a risk? Because most things that are risks, we're probably not going to do it. And I'm going to break it down a bit lower in the other points. So point number two is we have literally compulsive behaviors, and it all depends on the person with OCD. We're all different, actually, but there's like levels, and such as expression. A lot of people hand wash all the time, or they recheck something all the time, counting numbers. And me, it's really the numbers and counting part. It's when I'm talking to somebody in person, and that person uses a unique word that I never heard before, or it's rare I use it, and out of nowhere she said it 2, 3, 4 times. So out of nowhere, at 4 or 5 there, I see a counter in my head, and I'm like, oh, we're at 4 at this word, and it's stuck there. And normally I'm so shocked that my mind works that way, that I often tell the person in front of me, that's the 5th time you use that word. uh, a good example of this, sir, I was seeing a girl at a certain point, and I never seen somebody being sorry that much in my whole life, in a day, for absolutely no reason. She would like laugh out of nowhere, like without nobody saying anything, and she's like, oh, sorry, I was just thinking about my cat. I'm like, oh, it's okay. And then we were chilling outside, and she's talking about something, and she laughs at her own story or whatever. So, oh, I'm so sorry. She's like, I am telling you, after like 13 times, well, my counter was starting, and at the end of the 32 hours I spent with this person, 43 different times. Poor. Do you believe this? 43 different times this person said, I'm sorry. I could not believe it. Like, I told her in message after, I'm like, I never heard somebody excuse themselves so much in my whole life. And I met a lot of people. This was like, I couldn't even believe it. But that's how our brain works there. We don't even try to count it. And the counter just gonna start. We love numbers, and so much that when I was a kid there, fuck flying, fuck anything else, my magic power would have been there, having stats on fucking everything. That's what I told my mom. I was like, I wish I could have stats on everything. And I'm like, I told my mom, as stupid as I think about our kitchen table and I'm like, what seat did I sit on the most? And bang, you would have numbers of each time I sat on them, and then the percentage and any other stat I needed. Well, I would ask it and then I would get it. That there for me, there was the most incredible, because oh my god, stats are comforting for somebody with OCD, because it mitigates risk, because numbers are logic, and that's why most people with OCD are good in math. That's my history with that. And then number three is social interactions. Like a lot of people don't understand somebody with OCD. It's like bipolar. It's so complicated that, and there's others there. I'm not saying those are the two only, but having interactions with different people, most people are never going to understand what you're going through in your mind, what you're going through on a daily, because you seem okay on the outside, but inside you're just fucking thinking all the time, all the time. And also the fear of germs. A lot of OCD people, to the highest degree, don't like germs at all. They're like, Trump is a bit of a germaphobe. That's why he doesn't shake the hand of everybody. A lot of people don't know that. And it's like Howie Mandel also is another celebrity that has like germophobia. And most people are OCD have that. Like, we see germs everywhere. Right when it's not clean at somebody's place, we see the stuff moving. It's like we're really living it. And anxiety. We try to live a life no stress and no anxiety. That's why we try to mitigate risks. And when we go in a room that's very dirty, well, we feel exactly that. We feel like the walls are moving of germs. There's germs everywhere. We feel like infected all the time. One of my ex, when I got out of the shower the first time at her place, I went to go take the brand new towel. It's fresh, supposedly, and it smelled humidity. Oh my goodness! I was like, "What the hell is this?" I'm like, "It's infected," and she was laughing, but I was dead serious. I'm like, "No, I'm gonna die with this." Anyone she would give me, it would smell. Oh my god! And then everything, I was bringing my own towel because I could not deal with this with this stuff. There, you just wash yourself, and then you're gonna pour germs on yourself. That's how you feel as a OCD person. And we like things to be ordered and perfect all the time. And sometimes that puts the bar high for most people around you, because you expect so much of everything and you like having control. And when there's people around, you can't really have control of everything. So a lot of people of OCD are people that are solitary because of that. And I'm telling you, I don't like criticism at all. That's something I cannot take. So a lot of people in and the social interactions are gonna see that, because I'm no filter and straight up kind of a person. So a lot of people are not used to that, are not used to having somebody that just says whatever he thinks, or whatever he feels. So that could put a lot of relationships or friendships in jeopardy. And it's hard to get along with people, because a lot of girlfriends or girls I was seeing that didn't work out. Well, I got told a lot that, oh, I'm too intense of a person. Well, obviously, because most people that are OCD or 120 are fucking nothing. It's like we're not gonna do something half-ass at all there. And number four is maintaining a relationship that goes with the other before. We all have difficulty maintaining a relationship, as the need for things to be just right, that can cause strain and conflict with our partner and family and friends. Because you always feel like nobody understands you, because most people don't fucking understand you. You're literally, I said it in one of my songs. You can go check my songs on Spotify. And I said it in one of my songs that our mind, we feel like in a prison. Like there's no way out of there. There's no pill that just fixes the whole thing easy peasy. It doesn't work that way. So what we really that isolates us from the outside world. And when you're around people that are so OCD, I realize, because of myself, well, you got to choose your words quite well, because literally, I'm going to like check that person right away if that person's like saying something dumb or whatever. Like we talked about with my last co-host, and when she said, "You're stupid" as a joke, but for me, you just don't say that at all. There, it's like unacceptable to the highest degrees. And a lot of my girls I saw before told me that they felt like they were walking on eggs because of they couldn't just talk and be chill, because if they're saying bullshit, I'm gonna say it. If they say something stupid, I'll say it. And my goodness, because of that, there it creates there something rough sometimes, a relationship. You really need somebody that's really understanding with you to really pass through that, because it's really something. Like I met a few girls that are bipolar, and it was hard to deal on my side. So I can't even imagine the inverse there. I never thought I was easy to handle or whatever there. And the next thing is, the next point is, that's what holds most people OCD back. It's because work and and school performance, because we struggle with that at all time, because one, it's time consuming for us, and we're not in control of nothing here most of the time. And we always have fear, like, of mistakes, which can lead to an achievement, and a lot we don't even start most of the time. So we're not going to start that course that what we want to learn, a job. We're not going to start that job because we're scared of failure, because we're going to imagine every a lot of people are scared of failure, but and procrastination. And OCD is that, but times like a couple times there. It's really nasty. I'm telling you, because I'm somebody that's really, really motivated in life and really determined, like, to get where I want to be. But I'm telling you, procrastination there stopped me for fucking years, like at least 10 years easy, to release my music and stuff like that. It's not nice there. It literally puts a stick in our wheel, because we're not going to go forward. Uh, People really don't understand the high degree of what's going on in our mind. Brain is one of the most complicated things in the world, and a lot of people are not going to take the time to understand you. And I said that in one of my songs too. Uh, uh, if you never understood me, well, you probably never will, because I'm somebody that's no filter and straight up with people. So I'm gonna tell you how it is right off the bat. I'm gonna tell you, uh, I I don't live in the lie. I don't try to do that kind of stuff there. And we overthink a lot, so that creates a lot of stuff at work, because we're rethink of this guy trying to steal my job, this guy talking behind my back, and it's incredible. And avoidance, we're gonna avoid stuff that we don't like, because we don't like getting forced to do shit. So literally, we're gonna avoid shit, and that creates us losing a lot of jobs. I lost a lot of jobs by doing that, like doing what the fuck I want, because I don't like getting told what to do, like a lot of people. But OCD is to the highest degree, because you have no control there. And seven is one of the biggest problems I had when I was a kid. When I was a kid, there, I'm telling you, oh my god, when Pokemon appeared, this is how much I had trouble sleeping. When Pokemon appeared, there was this Pokemon called Butterfree, and he would have this sleep powder, and he would drop it on a Pokemon, and it would fall asleep. Like, even a big ass Pokemon, like, no matter how strong, it would put it to sleep. When I saw that shit, I told my mom, "What the fuck? I have trouble sleeping every night. Like, since I'm a kid, there, every time I was going to bed, in my head, I'm like, oh my god, here we go. 30 minutes to 3 4 hours of just me fighting to just close that switch." And I'm telling you, it does not close. And I'm quite lucky that, like, 3 years ago, I went to see my family doctor, and I talked to her about that, and she gave me sleeping pills. And finally, first time since I'm a kid, I can finally sleep, because it literally disturbs our sleep, because we're so thinking so much that a lot of OCD people are gonna wake up often, or have just trouble closing the switch, because our brain is just rolling. It never stops at all. It's something else, I'm telling you. No, my goodness. I saw this. I don't have this one that much, but a lot of people OCD have that, a negative self image. So they struggle with their self image due to the shame of embarrassment associated to their OCD symptoms. So that means like literally people that like their OCD shows like you're gonna see in 10 minutes that that person's really different than others. Me, you're just gonna see that I'm intense, and unless I tell you. But a lot of people like it's to the highest degree, and I'm sure that this is so true. So because they're gonna re-question what others are gonna think about them at all times, and that is not good for your health. It's holding you back like in work and in everything. OCD is not easy, my friends, not easy at all. And then number 10, the lack of understanding and stigma of others there. Most people don't give a fuck. Most people are not going to do research in a certain subject about anything. People accept the lies and just don't want to learn shit in life because now we got social media and everything, and you think everything is good from there, and you're not going to take the time to learn what others are going through, or it's like it's like most girls I saw in my life never took the time to understand what is OCD, and I find it that is fucked up there. And by facing the lack of understanding there from others, it leads to isolation and then loneliness because we just want to fucking stay alone because that's where we're fucking happy because we don't have people not understanding us around us there, leading to feelings of isolation and loneliness. Yeah. Uh, and again, it's literally because of the prison in our mind. It negatively impacts our family all as well. Is I have trouble just hanging around with family all the time because uh, not because I don't love them. I love them to death. It's literally I don't feel understood, and that feeling is so intense to the highest degree that I'm like, man, why be at a place I don't feel accepted, or I don't feel like support or understanding. And I totally understand other OCD people going through this. It's really not easy. We live literally with family in tension and frustration and misunderstandings all the time. And number 11, time consuming rituals. A lot of people with a high degree of OCD all have this. You would see this on television. There are people replacing an object at all times and rechecking it 30 minutes later, even if nobody touched it, just to replace it. And that there becomes their time consuming, my friends. Oh my goodness. When I was a kid and I we were seeing that on television for I don't know what reason, and that's when I started tying OCD with people that are just placing objects, replacing them, and having this obsession of everything needs to be how they want it to be. But actually, that's just a little part in this whole puzzle of OCD. And then number 12. Number 12 is difficulty making decisions. Like uh, one of the last girlfriends that I had when she broke up with me. Well, like one of the reason it's because she didn't see me like that I was gonna pay a vacation at a certain point, not just for her, like my part there, only because she saw that when I go to the grocery store there, well, I'm picky as fuck. Oh, I ain't paying that much for this and everything. So all the time. And when she was leaving me, like this was one of the problems. Like she didn't think that was I could do a decision to go on vacation. I probably could have, but I would have checked prices for like months. It's literally that all the time. We uh, man, we become picky to choose everything because we're going to think about the risk. We're going to think about what can come from that, the problems that can arrive, and again, our thoughts. It just keeps going. It never stops. And then health complications. Number 13. A lot of people face health complications due to their repetitive behaviors, such as like skin damage from excess washing, physical injuries from repetitive action like scratching and everything. So I don't have the stuff like that, but a lot of people of OCD have that. But what I do have is like I wash myself twice a day at least, if not three, because I always feel like contaminate, like infected to the highest degree. That's what people with OCD deal with on a daily. And let's say like I already went to somebody's place and that her shower was a bullshit ass, cheap ass shower. And I'm telling you, when I wash myself in it there, I'd even feel clean at the end. Right when I got home, the first thing I did is get in that fucking shower and take a real ass shower. I still felt dirty, even if I knew it was technically clean in my head because I saw it. I washed myself, but literally, I was like, no, not enough pressure of water, and literally, I had to rewash myself, and that is constant, people. Constant. Like, let's say I would go help one of my friends in a farm. Like, I would take my shower like an idiot before going, just for the fact. It's incredible. So, number 14 is limit spontaneous. Like, I can be spontaneous with a girl I'm seeing and everything because I know that that's important for most girls are being spontaneous, keeping the spice in the relationship, yeah, keeping her on her toes. Girls like that shit. So I'm good at doing that. But literally I have the trouble of being spontaneous for anything else. Like to give you guys a fucking idea, and I'm dead fucking serious. Somebody rings at my door, rings at the apartment building. I don't even ask who it is. I don't even open my door to check who the fuck it is. I don't give a fuck who it is because you come unannounced. And if you knew me, you would never show up on my place just like that. Because we, people with OCD, don't want to get forced to do shit in life. And out of nowhere, you're changing and I'm losing control of what my day was going to be, and that's not going to happen. So out of nowhere, I don't even answer the door. I don't even check. I just check my phone if somebody texted me, and if not, I don't even check. And I'm dead serious there. And another thing there I do there, I got trouble opening the mail. Sometimes it takes a month, 2 months, 3 months to open the fucking mail. It's incredible. Something as normal, as easy as just opening the mail. But for us, it forces us to do something. And no matter if it's a check or a fucking bill, well, for us, you're forcing us to do something. And my God, we don't want to do it. It, it it's it's really constraining and stops us from advancing. And I got my jail song coming out, and it explains why I fucked up and went to jail for 46 hours. And it's because of procrastination, and exactly because I don't open my fucking mail because they send me a paper saying, oh, if you change address, to give us the new address. And I never checked the mail, so out of nowhere, they literally put me in jail for 46 fucking hours because of that. And it's all my bad there. And even from that, nothing got fixed because I still do errors like that constantly because that's what's living with this shit. We can't just get out of OCD there. We're literally stuck in this shit for real. So that's it. Like normal chores that most people are just chill with, for us there, it's something else there. And the next one, I think we're at 15. Uh, uh, the emotional toll of everything. So bearing a significant emotional toll from the constant battle with irrational thoughts and behaviors, leading to depression, anxiety, and overall emotional distress. It's literally putting pressure on us at all times. We're stressing all the time about what we're thinking and what we should buy, what we should do, how we should advance, what hobby we should start, what relationship we should work on. It's literally incredible. And we do this to ourselves. That's what the crazy part of all this. We do this to ourselves. Nobody's doing that to us there. And my two last points are huge. That's why people don't understand me at all there. So give me a sec. We're going to take a little pause. So what's incredible about the whole thing there, and the reason why most OCD people don't live in a fucking lie and don't live behind a mask, and we're mostly unfiltered and straight up uncensored kind of people. Well, for me, I just thought that was just me. Like I live like I'm gonna say what I want to say, but I realize after years and years that everything I feel in life there, I would say at all times there. So so it's literally I was trying to figure out why and everything, and realizing that I have OCD later, it's you literally attach everything together because we need uh, order and control in most stuff. And individuals with OCD like me have a strong need for order and control. So lying can like create chaos and uncertainty and exaggerate our anxiety to the highest degree. It's gonna make it worse for us in our thoughts of lying because we're gonna re-question how everything can turn out. That's why most of us don't fuck around. We're just gonna tell you how shit is. And a lot of people can't take that straight up. And the next one is fear, and the next point about the truths, it's because we have the fear of consequence of what can happen for that. That comes from all the thoughts. We're like, damn, what can happen? Da, 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 such as guilt, fame, and getting caught, and that and gets our anxiety and triggers intrusive thoughts even more, so it never stops. And uh, compulsive honesty. That's what most of us have. Most OCD individuals have a compulsive to be honest. Living by the truth helps elevate, take away anxiety because you feel like you're not living in a lie. You're not a fake person. That's why we do it that way. And it maintains the sense of control that we have because we're not faking nothing. We're just being straight up. And that avoids the stress that lying would cause. And the next one is anxiety and guilt because lying can cause extreme anxiety and guilt as it goes against our need for perfection and order. So literally, and discomfort, like literally, we're not trying to live in the lie. That's why most of us are like straight up honest and straight up with others there. OCD individuals often become obsessed when they like, admire, love, and respect something, no matter what it is, because we want the control. So let's say we love somebody, well, we're gonna do everything we can to the highest degree for that person. And if you're our best friend and you would take a bullet for us, well, we're probably gonna do the same because we're gonna be obsessed to the highest degree for. And if it's people we admire, we mostly just listen to them, and we have trouble of change. And for us there, it's like somebody that tells me, oh, hockey is my favorite sport, and I'm like, okay, who's the best player in the league right now? And he can't answer me. Well, for me, that's a problem because us in OCD, it's 120 or nothing. So it's like if you ask me a question of something I'm passionate about to the highest degree, well, I'm gonna have an answer most of the time for anything because if I'm passionate about it, like I'm 120 in everything that I'm passionate about. Like most people that are have OCD, like we don't go 50% or something. We don't do it at all. We procrastinate for years, or we do it to the highest degree. One of the two. We have comfort and routine. We like things to be just the same and chill. And that's what sometimes stops us too from achieving because we're so comfy in just routine and relaxed there. A lot of people do, but OCD, it's even greater. That's it. And being obsessed about something sometimes gives us structure. So we know where we're going because we're fixated on something, and so it sometimes stops our other thoughts. So that's why it's good for OCD people to have good passions and push their obsessions on something that builds them. That's why I'm pushing my music. And uh, you gotta find what you love in life and start pushing it because procrastination is literally gonna destroy you, and you're not gonna be happy at the end of what it gave there. And we have the fear of losing something that we value. So let's say it's an object. Well, we're obsessed about that object because we attach our feelings to that object. That's why a lot of people that have OCD are hoarders, because they accumulate the feelings with those objects, and a lot of people become a kind of OCD when they lose a loved one, or something really traumatic happens to them in their life. Well, some people are going to start attaching feelings to those objects, and accumulating objects, and creating hoarder. And the pattern of thoughts, obsessive tendencies are triggered, causing them to fixate on a particular thing. So sometimes we're just something that people would just take lightly. Well, we're gonna fixate on it, and we're gonna start rethinking. It's a nightmare, honestly. But I'm taking it lightly because, like, I can't change who I am, or where I'm going, or how my mind works. My mind works the way it works, and it's like life sometimes feels unfair, and life sometimes feels like depressing, and like shit will never stop. But at the end of everything, you don't have control of most of that kind of shit. You can control just what you can control. So a lot of people there are gonna, oh, life's not fair like this. Yeah, but that's how life is. It's sad, but life is really, really hard. And so you can't fixate on that. You gotta move forward, and push. So we didn't think about the things that could help people, but because I don't think there's anything. There's no easy fix. There's no easy button to all this. But what I can say is, do your research. Learn about OCD. If your boyfriend is OCD, or if your girlfriend is OCD, or the person you meet is, well, there's a lot of good research you could do online, and learn how to understand that person. And after my last breakup, I checked online for that. If let's say I was going to get back with her, I would have wanted her to more understand me. So I did some research, and I started realizing that there's a lot of help out there for people with OCD, to for therapy and stuff. And in my head, I was thinking, what the fuck can this person tell me that YouTube guy cannot tell me? And I started looking online, and what they teach and stuff like that. And I started realizing a lot of good stuff there, a lot of good stuff that if that person that you care about would have known that kind of stuff, well, she would have adapted, because it tells you how to adapt to that person with OCD. So I think that's the best method to really one, deal with your OCD, and two, with understanding that person that is around you that has OCD. Because not taking the time to understand if you care about that person is just ridiculous for me. There, you should just really, really take the time. So that's what I think about that, honestly. And that's it. So I wanted to go through my songs quite fast, just to show you the 15 first songs that we did, and name the title, and I'm gonna try to in 5 words or less, try to give you the story of the song in 5 words. So we're gonna try to do that right now. There, I'm gonna flip this in 2 seconds. So, okay, first song we dropped. We dropped this song January 2nd. So I'm not gonna say the dates for all of them, because it's mostly one a week until the ninth one, and then it's each 2 weeks for the last 6 ones. So, so the first date is January 2nd. I dropped the first song, bang, out of nowhere, and the first song is called "Dark Winter Bliss." So that's I would say holiday, breakup, heartbreak, resilience, and looking for answers. Even that's multiple words for that last one there, but that sums up mostly that song. And then the next one is crippled inside. I would say emotions control emotions control you, and I think that song that is summed up right there. I'm not gonna talk about how I wrote each song because I this is gonna take a long time there, but I should do that probably in the next one. I could break down, not break down the songs, but at least I tell you the story behind every song. So that could be interesting in the next video. So stay tuned, people, and like the goddamn video. If you're still here right now, listen to me. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming to this podcast that has technically no name right now. I'm really working on it, and it's because I'm OCD. And for me, it's really hard, really picking because I re-question how it's gonna look in the future and everything. So it's coming, people. I promise you, it's coming, and the logo as well. But I'm just trying to figure out the name just to complete the logo. So the next one is "Single Love is Better." So I would say to break down that one, figuring out that person was the one. That's how I would explain that song, honestly. And then the fourth song I dropped was "Devil's Wink," and I would say stay strong on your values for that one. And the next one is "A Million Tomorrow." And I would say wishing a million tomorrow with that someone. It's 6 words, I know, but that's how you explain it. I could have took out the A if you wanted there. So next one is Montreal Memoirs. Tired of the fake, finding clarity. That's that's what I would say for that one. And the next one, ironically, is Runaway Clarity. That's my Dear Weed song. Go check it out. And I would say, Dear Weed, we got to stop. I love weed. I'm telling you, people, I love weed. But sometimes it just helps the procrastination. It just helps not doing anything. And sometimes we got to slow that down if we want to achieve and if you want to get somewhere. That is for sure. I realize that I say that is for sure fucking often. Like, you just hear myself say it right there. God damn. The next one is one of my favorite ones, the way I built it. It's called Levels of Complication. So I would say Levels of Complication, OCD mind. That's what I would say for that one. Another one would have been metaphors and imagery of a complicated mind. That could be good too, to explain that song because it's literally metaphor after metaphor after metaphor the whole time. And then the next one is I don't give a fuck for real. So I would say reminiscing back, appreciate what I have. I think that sums it up because a lot of people are gonna want you to change in life, and that's why my chorus is you're mad because I stay myself for real. Cause y'all damn mad that I stay myself for real. Because a lot of people are gonna change after time and then criticize you that you change, and when you technically probably stayed the same there. Then the next song, I wrote this next song when I was 19 years old, so 15 years ago. It's called Amazing Taste. The person that brings an amazing taste to life. 6 words again, but yeah, that's how you gotta say that one. Endless Nights Vibes. Endless Nights Vibe. Freebase Symphony. That's the next one. And that's my cocaine song, everybody. You gotta check that out. It's literally 8 minutes 44 of pure gold. Look, 8 minutes 44, people, of just my story of life in cocaine. I'm telling you, it's intense. And then to sum up that song is redemption against cocaine, giving extension advice. That's what I would call that one. And then Cheesy to Say also was written when I was 19, literally 2 weeks after Amazing Taste, or the inverse. And it's literally things a man should say to a girl. Again, 6 words. Crazy. I should have said top six and we wouldn't have this conversation. And then the next one is a Look Into It. That's the one that came out last week, everybody. And by the way, we got there 500 listens in a week. So thank you all for just taking the time to go listen to Look Into It last week. It's still going great because we're gonna let it play for another week, and then next week we have the next song that is Path We Left Behind. Oh, so can't wait for that. So look into it. Like I said, on Rumble on last podcast. Should go check that out if you didn't subscribe to the podcast on Rumble as well. I don't know what you're doing yet. So I broke down the whole song on it, and it's uncensored and straight up to the point on Rumble. I'm telling you, it's worth the listen, because here we have constraints and we have rules that we gotta live by. So we're gonna be smooth and nice on YouTube. Nice. I'm telling you. So look into it. I would say critical thinking. Think for yourself. No, critical thinking, do your research. I think that sums it up. And then path we left behind is regret of the things you should have done in a relationship, like, because the guy is talking about everything that he was doing for that girl, and he kept fucking up at the end. So I didn't want to sum it up there, but there you go. So that's coming up next week. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a blast. And then the next one that's coming out after that. So you guys have a little sneak peek here, because I'm not gonna say on nowhere else there. So the next one after that is in technically 3 weeks from now. Well, it's called Another 304. So I would say for that one, working never stop. That sums it quite up, I think. 3 words we needed for that one. So I'm trying literally to build a good like first 100 first great songs. So I've been working really hard, people, and I have at least 30 songs already written that I'm just waiting for recording studio time to go record and then release to y'all. So if you didn't have time, if you didn't check out my music yet, please go check it out on Spotify. Please follow my artist profile, subscribe to my YouTube channel of this podcast or of my artist podcast called DJ Ret Sam Talks, and go to my link tree that's on all my social medias, and go follow me everywhere. I'm here for y'all, everybody. And this is not the end, because we're gonna go to Rumble for the next section, but give me a sec. So I want to tell everybody, thanks for tuning in. Remember that life is full of surprises, but with the right advice and a little truth, we can navigate through this shit easy, people. Come on, we got this shit. So thank you for tuning in today's episode. And due to the sensitive nature of some of the next topic coming up, we're going to discuss the next segment, and we invite you on Rumble. So right now, just go on Rumble, search for Cosmic Collabs Podcast. For now, we're going to change the name later, and go check out the rest of the podcast, because due to things that we talk about, we can dive deeper. On Rumble, because we can't fully explore these topics over here. So watch the rest of the podcast on Rumble, and thanks for y'all's support, and like the show, subscribe, share to your friends that have OCD or anything. I hope I helped y'all to understand what is OCD today. And like I said, there's a lot of good research you guys can do online to understand it, and help somebody that's around you, to make them feel not isolated and lonely, and make them understood. So thank y'all if you're not coming to Rumble. And for y'all that are coming, see you in a bit.